welcome to Plymouth Ice Center for the Channel 12 Turkey Trot Boys Hockey Tournament. Our second semifinal game, a matchup between the Maple Grove Crimson and the host team, the Wayzata Trojans. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Dan Ficken. And Dan, some similarities here. Both of these teams last year around the 500 mark. I think both coming in this year feeling like they have a chance to be stronger than that.
I think seasons were disappointing last year on both teams, no question about it. And I know Wayzata especially is expecting a big rebound. They're loaded with seniors and juniors. This is the push team right now to make a move. Maple Grove got a little bit of a different situation here. New coach, new setup, but they definitely have the skill level to move up and do better than they did last year.
Now, Todd Berglund takes over for the Crimson, but he's been around their program for a long time. A lot of these kids played for him in youth hockey. He's coached in their JV program. Not new to the situation. I think it's going to be a good transition for him.
Yeah, he will bring some, good, steady transition, not a drastic change. That's a good hockey pedigree to bring into your program, too, that you've been working with. And I think he'll settle things down with everything that's happened over the summer and the past couple of years. And the program needs that. They've got good hockey players. They just need to steady it and let the kids play and do what they do well. And this is a good hockey team.
Let's talk about key players to keep an eye on in tonight's game. Obviously basing this mainly on what they did a year ago, but a junior returning for the Crimson, Sam Huff, is a good one.
Good, tough kid, by God. He's good forward, got good skills, likes his body a lot, good hand skills, can find the net when he needs to, but he's kind of the guy that's going to get you moving with a lot of different energies, and that's how he operates.
And for Wayzata, we'll talk about a guy who, like Huff, was their second leading scorer last year overall. A lot of assists racked up for Billy Duma.
Billy Duma's always looking for the other player. He'll take the brunt. He's a prototype power forward. He loves to use his body and uses it very effectively, especially getting in tight with the net. Sees the ice exceptionally well. Can find that weak side wing or that blocked off player where he can get a pass through. That's how he got so many assists.
All right, last year the Trojans beat the Crimson in this round 4-1. Maple Grove looking to turn that around this year. Wayzata trying to get off to a great start on their home rink. Stay tuned, the second semifinal of the 2015 Channel 12 Turkey Trot Tournament is up next.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
It's so shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
And welcome back here to Plymouth Ice Center as we get set to drop the puck. It was a good crowd for the first game, Dan, and being two neighboring schools here, even bigger probably for game number 2 as the Trojans and the Crimson get set to battle. They're not in the same conference, never have been, and not in the same school district or anything, but it's still been a pretty good rivalry and a lot of sport hockey chief among them.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, well, you tend to see a little bit more of the competitiveness in hockey more than anything else, but all these Western schools and Northwestern schools, they want to compete against each other, and you see it in every single sport, and good test.
So look at Coach Berglund, as we talked about, taking over the Crimson reins this year. Both teams have experienced goalies in net for them as well, so something that, calms the nerves a little bit, I think, for both teams and both coaches. You can look at Pat O'Leary, the Trojans head coach. And we get set to drop the puck. Wayzata in gold and Maple Grove in black. Sam Ross facing it off there against Mark Senden, the North Dakota signee, and we are underway. Senden controlling here for Wayzata. Pass knocked down at center, then he flips it with the backhand. Get a hand pass call immediately against the Trojans here, and we'll get another quick face-off coming up just 9 seconds in.
Brady Goodman, their returning vet, good goaltender. He got a sterling .909 save percentage last season. Was one of their brighter spots for them last year.
Trojans control the draw here. Grant Anderson leading this rush, gets it to Senden. Tipped away from him and controlled by Jaden Walsh, the big junior defenseman for Maple Grove. Second try gets it out, and here comes Ross up the left side. Ross firing the shot. And that one's deflected over the top. A lot of returning defensemen really for both clubs here. Pass down low. Here is Huff circling, and the net has come off as somebody on the way by caught a piece of it. So there's Alex Schilling, the Trojans senior, who played most of their games a year ago as well, and 2.63 goals against. Wayzata, a lot of close games all throughout last year. Didn't win, as many as they would like to have, but they played a who's who of Minnesota hockey in their schedule. There's a shot that goes just wide.
Schilling, you'd like to see him get above a 90% save percentage here. That would help immensely. That could turn out to be about a goal a game.
Here's a chance, and Goodman shuts the door on Matt Nelson's opportunity up the left wing there for Wayzata. First good chance of the game right there, but Goodman got his arm on it. Solid hit thrown there. Trojans free it up, but then the pass behind Hank Soren sitting there. Big, tough, talented defenseman. Junior now. Sorensen played a regular shift as a freshman 2 years ago for Wayzata, which obviously in a program with this many kids in it means he's a pretty good hockey player. Puck brought into the Maple Grove zone again. Crimson tee it up. Ooh, and there's a hit thrown by Griffin Ness as he really knocked a Maple Grove player into his bench. Ness carrying it up the left side here for the Trojans. Sends it around behind. Jaden Roll getting to it there from Maple Grove. They don't get it out though. Here's a redirect, and Goodman stopping Ness as Jack Carlson threw it down low for the tip. Jacob Valancourt's pass. Come right back. Roll swings it around. Maple Grove having a little trouble breaking out right now. Wayzata quick and big and hitting a lot here on the forecheck.
I think that's the thing you'll find out about the Trojans. They are big and they will hit you. And Hank Sorensen, one of the big ones.
They get it into the zone here. Luke Patterson overskates it, but gets the puck right back. Throws it back to the point here to Lindstrand, and that one bounces wide. And they're going to bring the face-off outside the zone, it looks. Or do we have a penalty call coming up here?
I think we've got a penalty call coming up. No, I guess not. Might have been a hand around the puck and brought it outside the zone.
Off the draw, it bounces into the Maple Grove zone. Tap to the outside. Billy Duma giving chase. They knock it back out. Sorensen will be there first. Swings it across and nearly picked by Huff there. Right back the other way comes Duma though for Wayzata. Looking for a return. His tip goes wide. Senden throws it behind the net for Duma. And off the back of the net there, Sam Ross took a check. Janicki in there, the freshman for Maple Grove, and here comes Ross. Ross dropping it across for Kelly, and that one's broken up. Kelly had a good year offensively as a defenseman a year ago at Maple Grove. He talked with our Jason Malillo this week about got some guys who can really get into the play, and Sorensen, a big-time collision there with Jaden Walt.
I think some stakes have been thrown out here, Jay. Some bounties have been set up. You don't go after Hank Sorensen. There's going to be some hard physical play going on here tonight.
Here's a look at it. Sorensen carrying it, and Wall steps right into him. And hard to say who got the worst of that. They both bounced around pretty good there. But as a defenseman, Sorensen likes to do a bit of that himself. And that time he was the recipient leading that rush. High shot floated over the top. And then the breakout pass a little too far, and Josh Wendy back to gather it. Matthew Jaglow sending it ahead up that left side for Justin Kelly. Now follow-up try, and Schilling makes a stop on Jaglow and knocked down to the ice as he tried to come near the net was Justin Kelly. Wayzata's playing like a very mature, older team right now, Dan. They're coming in and taking care of business. I mean, not everything's perfect, but you can see some of what they're doing, and they're gonna take the body whenever they can.
Yes. Yeah, and they're not going to get flagrant. They're dumb about it. They know how to do it correctly, and it'll always have a purpose with it.
Jeff Greninger carrying it up the left side there for Wayzata. Now Walsh with it. Takes a bump. And dig for it behind the net. Keeping possession there was Jack Kelly. Kelly spinning away. And once again, Wayzata able to bottle him up and force a turnover. Played to the corner there by Greninger. Intercepted in behind by Tyler Stevens. Bounces free, and Maple Grove just has to clear back to center, and Wayzata will look to set up their attack once more here. Pass tipped, and then just unable to reach it on the try was Luke Patterson. Kelly skating it here for Maple Grove. Ross trying to gain control, but lost it. And that one hits a skate, but they will get it out eventually. Maple Grove on a slow change with the defenseman, but the pass just didn't connect there with Dylan Riley. Otherwise, it would have been a partial break for the Trojans. Long pass out, Senden blocks that. Second try is going to be icing against the Crimson, so we will come back into the Maple Grove zone. 12:21 to play here in this opening period, and no score on the board.
I think you're seeing a little first period. I don't know if it's jitters or all of a sudden the bodies start hitting each other, and all of a sudden I think there's a little hesitation. Passes aren't quite as crisp, being a little bit too far, and we'll see how this pans out throughout the rest of the period.
Wayzata has been very aggressive on the forecheck, and here they free it up again. It comes out in front though and turned away by Janicki, and now here come the Crimson with Huff. Huff has Ross going to the net. The trailer is Janicki. It's a little behind him. And then floated back out to center, and the race is on there. Tyler Borsch getting there for the Crimson. Near collision between two Wayzata guys, and then it's brought back in offside as Jack Carlson brought it back in with a teammate still trapped in the offensive zone for Wayzata.
Well, you're seeing quick line changes here. Nobody staying out too long in the beginning here. We saw in the first game how that fatigue at the end of the period, the last 3 minutes, can affect you. So.
And I think there's definitely some, you're really hyped up for this first game too, and I think that kind of can take the wind away a little bit too. Here's a turnaround try, and a redirect out of midair. Wow, Amar Batra got his stick on that puck. It was about waist high and really changed directions here. Goodman somehow stayed with that one.
Good angle on there, and of course we watched Amar Batra. He's been out there for 3 or 4 years too, and instigator really makes things happen for the Trojans.
Trojans control the draw. Long shot goes wide of the mark. Picked up by Batra, sending it back to the point, and it hops right over the stick of Minori Azuka. And then a near giveaway, just reaching out there was Jared Camerata. Couldn't control it for the Crimson. The shots say 2-2, but it really feels like Wayzata has been dominating this game so far. A shot up high there by Griffin Ness. Goes over the top, and we've got a penalty call coming up. As our first penalty of the game will be an interference minor here. See who they're sending to the box. Looks like it's going to go against Jaguar for Maple Grove.
Well, the Trojans are going to get the opportunity to go on the power play first to see what they got there. We were talking in the first game too about, it's really not practiced a lot during this first 2 weeks of the season here. So a lot of times this tournament will give them a chance to practice it actually under fire here in a game, both the penalty kill and the power play. So it'll be interesting to see who emerges with a well-oiled machine, so to speak.
Senden got a little aggressive with his stick, so he's tossed out. The draws one right to him, but he couldn't control it. And now it is Ross leading a short-handed rush for Maple Grove. Ross avoids the hit. Tried to float it across. It goes off a skate and high. Huff controlling now for Maple Grove. Huff's going to rag some time. Pretty confident play there as they go all the way back to the D with it. And on this big Olympic rink especially, there's a lot of room to work with there. You can do things like that. Trojans now, Sorensen leading their rush, but he's turned back at center ice, and almost coming up with that one clean was Gavin Miller. And at 20 to go in the man advantage here for Wayzata, and so far nothing doing with it. Ooh. Tossed in, Patterson over there to get it for Wayzata. Spinning out of the corner, leaving it for Senden. Back for Patterson and now Senden. Banking it. Whoops there. Grant Anderson was not where Senden thought he was going to be. And Anderson has to circle back with it for the Trojans. He walks right through an attempted check from Camerata. Drops it off. Duma alone. Pad save. Rebound just trickles wide. And now it looks like the net may have come out. No, we have a penalty coming up. A roughing call in front of the net. And the players looking around saying, who me? But it looks like it's going to be another Maple Grove penalty as Wall will get the gate for a rough.
Wow, that hurts. It was knocking down.
Yeah, I think it was Senden out front. I think the situation, I mean, obviously you sort of give the benefit of the doubt when the team's already shorthanded, but I think the feeling was that it took away a scoring chance potentially because Senden was right in front. And the Trojans win the draw, but knock it all the way back out. So quite a lengthy two-man advantage potentially here for Wayzata. See what they can do with it here in this scoreless first period. Senden carrying it in. Around the horn it comes to Duma. Duma down low. Out front, Patterson's pass tipped away by the goaltender. Goodman stays in play. Anderson across to Duma. Duma faking, firing, and he just missed.
He thought he had one too. He had that corner open.
Looked like his hands started to go up. Here comes Duma down low with it. Patterson right back to Duma. Slides it for Anderson. His shot, and Goodman gets the blocker on that one. Boy, these Wayzata guys, I mean, you can't pass up a chance at a shot from that kind of range. But so far, they've not been able to get it by Goodman.
Well, they're doing a great job working it in closer and closer, which is what you do in a 5-on-3. Don't settle for a shot out by the blue line. You work it in by moving the puck, getting in tight, getting it to the top of the face-off circles, and then seeing what's open, and they've done exactly that. Goodman just made a nice save there.
Face-off on the other side of the rink, what they thought. You see the first penalty just has 5 seconds to go here for Maple Grove. Off the draw, Trojans able to gain control to Carlson. So now a 5-on-4. Carlson gets the return pass, tees it up, and Goodman, a glove catch on a puck that looked like it was ticketed for that top corner. Goodman's looking sharp early on.
Well, Wayzata player right in front there. Jeff Griniger.
.107 to go in the power play here, and players infringing on the circle a little bit here. So now the Trojans win that draw clean again. Back to Colin Kubinski. They work it down low. Still scoreless here. Maple Grove trying to fight off a 5-on-3. They've killed the first penalty. Now Carlson with it. They're going to reverse it around, try and attack there. Carlson looking for a tip, went through everyone. Greniger racing after it. Back out to the point, or not quite to the point, top of the circle is a shot wide by Carlson there. Down low with it. And here comes Carlson trying to get a lane to shoot through. Ross the block. And now Huff and Ross coming shorthanded. Across for Ross, and it hopped over his stick as he was back checked by Tyler Stevens. 15 to go in the power play, and Wayzata nearly giving up a good chance there shorthanded. Solid check there to free up the puck by Roll. And now here come the Crimson with Camerata. And penalty time is over, so they have done it. Killed off a 5-on-3. That was big.
And they've reversed the ice here right away once they got back to 5-on-5.
Trying to go back to the point, but broken up here. Trojans now do get it to center, but that's it. They were wanting a change, and they'll have to try and hurry and get it done. Carried up the right wing side, but slipping was Jaglow. And pop back out to center, tipped ahead there. Roll getting to it. In on the forecheck is Matt Nelson for Wayzata. Nelson comes up with that puck. Flipped out front, oh, and a shot in the goal! Colin Schmidt. Good Goodman started to think the puck was going to go around, reverse the other way, and they quickly popped it back to the short side, and Schmidt was in point-blank range and buries it.
And the sophomore gets the Trojans on the board here. Boy, what are they building in the water in that house? He's big. Whoa. Nice placement. He got himself in front of the net. Very nice. Look at him creep in here. Look at him. Goes right for that hole. Finds the short side hole and puts it away for the Trojans.
Excellent pass from behind the net, too. So 1-0 lead. They don't score with the 5-on-3, but not terribly long after. Wayzata comes up with the goal. Batra and Matt Nelson get the assist on Schmidt's first varsity goal at 9:51. So extra excitement, I'm sure, for Colin and probably his mom and dad too, and get that first one out of the way in a tournament atmosphere with a full house here at Plymouth Ice Center, and not a bad way to get it started. Here comes Sendin right up the middle, drops it over, return to Sendin. He tried to flip it in from a shallow angle, but Goodman was there. Jab forward in the corner now, carried out. Here comes Huff. Huff will drop it back. Shot there, and that one deflects into the corner. Ross dumping it back down for Janicki. Takes a bump there. And then Huff got a piece of that pass on the way out, but now Logan Lindstrand will throw it in as he collides there with Jaden Roll. Back in the Maple Grove zone, and the Trojans able to win the battle for the puck. Patterson, and kept in nicely at the line by Jack Carlson. Patterson controlling, pass off the back of the net, comes out front again and flipped to the corner by Jaglow. Shot from the point going wide from Izuka. And pops free in front. Oh, and Goodman just got a piece of that one from Greninger. Wayzata buzzing here on this shift. Greninger chase to the corner, keeps possession. Nice little drop for Patterson. Patterson walking out front. Goodman the save. Maple Grove, yeah, I think I was going to say,
getting nice.
You don't have much of an option right now. You just got to get that puck out of there one way or another. They've really been trapped in their zone a lot.
Good forechecking by the Trojans, and their bodies are really, they're using their bodies really well, Jade. Not only just to put, get physical, but also to shield the Maple Grove Crimson off the puck, not letting them get at it. And they're moving their feet. I love the way they're moving their feet. They're really going after things.
Off the draw, the shot attempt by Matt Nelson goes to the corner. Flipped out to center, but Sorensen gets there first and shrugs off that check. And then a big-time collision between a pair of 15s there, Batra and Gavin Miller. And a whistle here with 4:44 to go in the first, and a 1-0 Wayzata lead. They have outshot the Crimson 8-2 and out-hit them pretty substantially in this period.
I'd definitely say all around Trojans have outplayed the Crimson so far.
Wayzata controlling. Here's Sendin right up the middle. Flips to Duma. Across. Great pass and a goal! Schmidt with another one. What a three-way passing play right there. Sendin to Duma to Schmidt. Tic-tac-toe. It's 2-zip.
Well, and there you go. Sendin to Duma to Schmidt. I mean, my gosh. And the crispness of the passes, that was college passing. Look at that, bing, bang, right on the tapes, too. No getting around it. I mean, Goodman had no chance in that. That pass from Billy Duma over to Schmidt was bang right there. What a beauty of a play.
And it really started out even with the pass at center. If they could give a third assist, there would have been, because that's what started sending in.
Yeah. This could be one of the best lines in the state, and once they get cooking.
Well, we just talked about Colin Schmidt getting his first varsity goal and doesn't waste any time getting a second. But here come the Crimson. Pass back across.
Oh, man.
There is it. Camerata just barely could reach out for that pass, and he flipped it right back across to Huff. And just as they're announcing Wayzata's second goal, Maple Grove gets one.
Transition. Turnover by the Trojans. Kind of got sloppy. Get the see him coming in there, but prior to that, a turnover there. Looked like a lost play right there and came right back, and Camerata stayed right on it and would not give up coming to the net, or Sam Huff, I'm sorry, coming to the net and put it away and made it back into a one-goal game. That was a big goal for the Crimson right there, Jay. Really big.
Really needed that at that point, and you know, there's something about kind of silencing. I mean, when they're announcing the other team's goal, and all of a sudden you bury one, and just kind of stops everything in its tracks. Here come the Trojans again. Pass broken up, but they keep it in the zone. Here's a shot, and Goodman denies Jack Carlson. Goodman has been busy in this first period. Ooh, and there's a tip as Matt Nelson got a piece of that one, sent it fluttering toward Goodman. Goodman has had to really be ready a lot here in this first period. Sendon will face off against Justin Kelly. Trojans win the draw. They have been very strong on face-offs in this first period as well. One of the other things they've done a solid job of. Sendon trying to control that puck. Bouncing away was Jaden Walsh.
Well, as we talked prior in the pregame, Jay, that the Trojans are the most experienced team in here. They've got 17 juniors and seniors here, and these kids have been playing together a long time, since they were squirts, actually. And they've won a few state championships in that time frame, so they're expecting big things from this team this year.
Kelly up with it, throws it at the net, and that tip changed direction. Schilling had to try and react to a puck that changed direction in front of him. Here's Walsh's shot, knocked down and then swept to the corner quickly. And then cleared down the rink, but Goodman's going to come out to play it here. Nice pass across and tipped over to Jaglow. Jaglow dropping it for Ross. That one hit a defenseman. Trojans trying to quickly counter-attack, and it flipped into the Maple Grove zone where Jack Kelly controls. Across for Walsh. Walsh to Kelly. Wayzata's changing, so finally a little relief from that forecheck because they were changing. Tipped in at center by Camerata. 2:20 to play in an eventful first period. 2-1 Wayzata. Right after they had scored their second, Maple Grove answered just 23 seconds later to get on the board and break the momentum a little bit. It's been a pretty dominant period for Wayzata, but now they're going to take a penalty right there as Stevens tripped up a Maple Grove player in the neutral zone, and he will go. So Tyler Stevens receives a tripping minor here for Wayzata. And most of the rest of the period will be Maple Grove on a power play, barring further penalties, of course. And there you see it right there, just got the stick into the skates.
You know, reaching again, and Trojans have been moving their feet really well this period, Jay. But here we are in the last 3 minutes, and all of a sudden them legs aren't quite there because you're not quite in game shape yet. And they reached, and of course, when you reach with a stick, that's what happens.
Carried by Huff back down low, takes the return pass. Huff's going to tee it up, and Schilling a save. And Ross gets some rough treatment out front, and then they're not going to allow Batra to have his way as he got a little face wash there. No penalties coming out of this, I don't believe, though, and we'll have another face-off coming up in the Wayzata zone.
I like this. They're getting physical with each other, but they know when to back off. They know when to drop it. Don't carry it too far. Just make a point and get out of the way.
Coach O'Leary was talking about that to me before the game, how he thought last year the game between these two kind of got to be a parade to the penalty box. The guys got a little emotional and reacting in some that secondary hit. You know, you get hit, you hit a little harder back, and then that guy hits you a little bit harder, and it can escalate.
And that's pointless right now. There's a lot of game to be played. Don't put your team on its heels right off the bat.
Huff slams on the brakes here for Maple Grove. Looking across, it dances away from Walsh. Kelly gets over there to keep it in. He'll drag it to the middle. Gets a return out high. Now Walsh, and he fans on that one. Sorensen trying to get it out, but Walsh keeps control here for Maple Grove. Now Kelly. Kelly to the front. That one's deflected up into the netting. And we will get a face-off coming up here with 1:05 to play in the first, and a 2-1 lead for Wayzata, but they're trying to fight off a Crimson power play. Still a minute 3 to go, and the man advantage here is Stevens is in the box for Wayzata. Sorensen trying to ring it out, and it just gets out. Kelly controlling here as Wayzata drops back to center. Jack Kelly leading this power play rush now for Maple Grove. Kelly will carry it right in, and just before he could get a shot away, it trickled off his stick. Maple Grove, Kelly he just waited till somebody stopped him and made him give it up, and nobody did. Now Kelly controlling, drifts back, fires, and missed on the stick side. Under a half minute to play in the first period. Walsh down there keeping it alive. Ross back to the point to Kelly, and then here's Huff, a shot. Huge rebound. Walsh has saved, the net is off, and it's going to come outside the zone as Ross and Sorensen got all tangled up and fell into Schilling. They rule it was mainly Maple Grove's fault. Now, yeah, you can see Ross kind of jumped on Sorensen's back a little bit there.
Pushed him into Schilling and dislodged it. Well, good opportunity for the Crimson here. This power play has gotten better and better as it's progressed, and you know, the first time really under fire, that's what you want to see.
Well, and obviously they want to score, but if nothing else, they kind of stop Wayzata's momentum here late in the period too.
Yeah, exactly, Jay, exactly.
Under 10 to play in the period. See if Maple Grove has time to get a last chance going here. Gavin Miller rushing it up ice for Maple Grove and shoots. Deflects into the netting, and I think that's going to bring us to the end of the period, and it will. So a very eventful first period. Wayzata dominated for the good chunk of the period, but Maple Grove getting that goal, and they pulled to within 2-1. So Trojans with the advantage 2-1. We'll be back with more of our live coverage of the Turkey Trot Hockey Tournament here on 12 Sports.
An eating disorder feels like having another person inside your head. It kind of built this wall around me.
The main thing that we needed was hope.
Your age, your gender, your ethnicity. Eating disorders don't discriminate. They can strike anyone. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
The world is online, and we're all connected. While there's a lot to explore and discover, we each need to do our part to keep the internet safe. Cybersecurity starts with you. Learn how you can stay safe online at dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back here to Plymouth Ice Center. John Jacobson joins us now ringside with one of our coaches.
Thanks, Jay, with Wayzata head coach Pat O'Leary. And Pat, from a fan's perspective, entertaining first period to watch from behind the bench. How did you see it?
You know, I think it was a good start for everybody. I think, you know, both sides. We knew everyone was going to be a little bit rusty. obviously we're happy that one of our young guys got in there and got a couple shots off and scored a couple goals, and we made a pretty dumb turnover to allow them to get on a 2-on-1, which you can't do, but it's early in the season, so we'll correct that mistake and move forward from here.
Pretty experienced team that you've got back this year. What are the expectations that those guys have just set for themselves for this season?
Yeah, I think they're excited. Obviously, once again, we got a pretty tough schedule, but we're excited to get better every single day, and we have some good senior leadership, and we expect ourselves to be, competing for that 6th AA championship at the end of the season.
As you look at this tournament, how much fun is it to play in this year after year with the quality teams around you, Holy Family, Edina, the other teams? Yeah,
it's phenomenal. Obviously, the Edina and that Holy Family game before us was great. A lot of good talent out there, fun to watch. Went down to the wire. If you look around, there's so many good, good fans here tonight, and so yeah, it's a great atmosphere for us to be a part of, and the fact that we get to host it, we're pretty proud of that, and thankful for all the fans that come out and support it.
Thanks for your time. Good luck the rest of the game.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Pat O'Leary, head coach of Wayzata boys hockey. They're leading Maple Grove 2-1 after one period in the second semifinal here tonight at Turkey Trot. We'll take a break and come back with more of our first intermission live on Channel 12 in a moment.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Welcome back to the Plymouth Ice Center. I'm joined in this first intermission by Case Paxton. He's the junior varsity coach for Wayzata boys hockey, and they already played a game tonight, played over on the other rink and got a win. Talk about your first game of the season.
Just a good showing by us. We don't have a lot of time. You got a week about practice, and kids went out, battled, popped a couple early, and kind of rolled from there.
It's your 5th year with the program. How much have you enjoyed being part of Wayzata hockey?
It's a blast from the mites on up. The program as a whole is really strong, and it's just a fun arena to come to every day.
When you're junior varsity coach, you obviously ought to win, but maybe your goals are a little bit different as you feed the varsity in part with some of your talent. So what's the coaching philosophy for a JV coach, or at least at Wayzata?
We're just trying not to do anything different than the varsity does. We treat all our players like a varsity player. Just like their goal is to make it to the varsity team, that's our goal too as coaches, to get them there as soon as possible.
Tell me about this year's team and how many players you've got back and have moved in the JV role.
We've only got a couple guys back. We got a really young group of guys. A lot of consistency up and down the lineup. We're just looking really to grow these guys and continue to build the program.
Is that the biggest challenge when you're at the JV level? Is that you're not getting necessarily a lot of guys back. You'd hope those guys advance to varsity, but you've got young players playing their first JV varsity type action in their careers.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is probably our systems, is getting those guys into our systems, getting them to understand it. Being a part of a big program like this, obviously the talent's going to be there. It's just, getting them to buy in and understanding what we're trying to do as a program as a whole.
You're a hockey player and a baseball player at Osseo back in the day, not that many years ago, doesn't seem like, but how much did you enjoy your time at Osseo, both playing sports? And I know I used to see you at a lot of games too, and supporting your classmates at other sports.
I can't say enough good things about Osseo. I still am extremely proud of where I come from, and it's just a great school. Grew up with a lot of great people, and it was a pleasure playing there and being a part of that program.
You had a chance to watch the Prep Bowl a week ago tonight. How fun was that to see the Orioles lifting the state championship trophy at the end of the night?
It was unreal, honestly. It was unreal. The program's come a lot, obviously, in the last few years here, and Coach Lampker is doing a fantastic job, and obviously the kids have bought in, and it's I think a lot of different programs can model themselves after that.
Finally, your thoughts on this game so far and your expectations for this varsity team that Wayzata has this year?
Actually, I thought it was a little bit sharper than I kind of expected. You had a bunch of guys that haven't had a lot of varsity minutes and kind of settled in early, and actually pretty good flow to the game so far.
Case, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Case Paxton, one of the Wayzata assistants and junior varsity coach here for the Trojans. They won their first game here in the Turkey Trot JV tournament and will play in the championship game tomorrow against either Edina or Holy Family. We'll take a break and come back with more of our intermission. You're watching live coverage of the 2015 Turkey Trot tournament. After one, it's Wayzata 2, Maple Grove 1.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
So shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
An eating disorder feels like having another person inside your head. It kind of built this wall around me.
The main thing that we needed was hope.
Your age, your gender, your ethnicity. Eating disorders don't discriminate. They can strike anyone. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
Welcome back here to Plymouth Ice Center. The Zamboni doing its thing here at Rink A of this Plymouth Ice Center. 2-1 Wayzata leading Maple Grove after one period of our second semifinals. We look at first period highlights, and I agree with Case Paxton. It was a pretty well played, pretty good flow to this first period for the most part, and a lot of hitting and a lot of skating. And here's Wayzata getting this first goal. Colin Schmidt taking the pass from behind the net for Mark Batra, his first varsity goal as a sophomore. And then how about when he gets another one? Here's Duma across, quick shot by Schmidt. That was just a beautiful rush up ice by the Trojans. 4 players touching that puck, but not touching it for long. It was right back, but here's Maple Grove answering as the turnover. Huff sends it across. Camerata almost lost it, but still got it back to Huff. And that goal was huge for Maple Grove because it really felt like they were on the ropes a little bit, I think, at that point. And look at the shots in the first period. Wayzata leading 11-5, and no doubt they had the better of things overall in that first period, though, Dan.
Yeah, they absolutely did. They came out firing right off the bat, using their size and their speed. You can see the playmaking they were making, too. That's guys playing together for a long time. Now, Maple Grove battled back. They really needed that goal. They're going to have to get a solidified. I think they're going to play a little better defense, Jay. Don't take as many chances in the offensive zone, and keep the Wayzata off their goalies back there.
All right, the winner will take on Edina in the championship Saturday night. The loser will take on Holy Family in the third place game. We will be back with our second period here of the Maple Grove Wayzata boys hockey game on 12 Sports.
The world is online, and we're all connected. While there's a lot to explore and discover, we each need to do our part to keep the internet safe. Cybersecurity starts with you. Learn how you can stay safe online at dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Will, for example. His first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. He's learning production skills and now has access to cutting-edge equipment. He's working on local music productions, meeting new people, and gaining experience needed to produce his own show. Best of all, he's sharing his passion for music with others in his community. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Volunteering is more than just a word. It's a window to opportunities. Take Mark, for example. By taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television, Mark is helping bring entertainment and information to his community, along with building a foundation of skills that will take him one step closer to his dreams. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
And welcome back here to Plymouth as the team's about to take the ice to warm up for period number 2 here, and a 2-1 lead for Wayzata. And Deanna, they played a strong first period, I thought. Out hit Maple Grove. I think one big problem Maple Grove had too was breaking the puck out. It seemed as though Wayzata was very aggressive in jumping that first pass, whether they were trying to go to a wing or what can Maple Grove do a little bit different to get the puck out a little bit easier.
Well, you reverse it. Once you get that forecheck running over to one side, take it back behind the net, and coming out the other way. And generally, if you're passing the puck well, you'll beat that player coming over and get out. The other thing is, get open, support yourself. If your buddy's got the puck, get open so he can give it to you instead of him having to run into the check all the time. So we'll see if they make that adjustment in this period.
So look at the preseason top 10 in Class AA boys hockey. We have Eden Prairie as the top-ranked team coming in. Edina, who we saw in the first semifinal tonight, rated number 2. Lakeville North, of course, had phenomenal year a year ago with this Wayzata team coming in as the number 8 rated team. And of course, all of this is, a lot based on who has what back and who did what last year and who has maybe who has a big reputation or whatever. But it's still something that, fun to talk about and to see how these things bear out toward the end of the year.
Well, it sets expectations to begin with, and now unfortunately, performances will be, rated, unexpected or disappointing based on that ranking. But either way, I mean, Wayzata and Maple Grove both had what we would call, quote unquote, disappointing seasons last year because of their records. They were still really good hockey teams, Jay. They both play murderous schedules. I mean, they're playing. Every team in the top 10 will play the other team in the top 10. And then they'll get a few from the single A on their schedules too. So sometimes record doesn't bear out how good a team really is. But I know they're both expecting to get better records. I mean, let's face it, that is the expectation. But it's like Coach O'Leary said there after the first period. 6 AA championship. That's what they're looking for. That's what they're pointing to. Does that mean state?
It was interesting the year that they did go to state. I think was maybe the year that they weren't as expected to possibly, and then had a couple of other teams that people did think would, and it didn't happen. So you never know. I mean, some part of it is getting hot at the right time and getting the breaks in the playoffs and everything too. That's what everybody kind of remembers, what happens down the line, that section in state tournament. Mm-hmm. And that's the way it should be. If you're playing for a championship, that's how it should be remembered, I guess. But certainly there can be a lot of good times and good things happening for you through the regular season to build toward that too.
Yeah, but the one thing you got to understand, a championship, it doesn't mean anything unless it's hard.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got to be hard, and then it is an accomplishment. So, and that's something teams have got to learn. But when you do it, God, how memorable is that? That just, you remember that all your life.
Face-off coming up in the Wayzata zone here. Matt Nelson will face off with Jarrett Camerata. Penalty box is empty to begin period number 2. Maple Grove had a power play late in the late in the first that really kind of shifted the momentum a little bit, even though they didn't score. Back out to the point, and thrown to the front. It hits a defenseman. Huff trying to keep the puck alive in the zone. Now thrown to the corner. Ross will be there first for Maple Grove. Pass broken up, but sent behind the net and then taken there by Camerata. Trojans able to get it away and go. Here comes Griffin Ness. Floating the puck ahead for Batra. Batra takes a check. He's able to spin out of there with it, though. Batra trying to fight off a defender, got the pass, and then the pass tried to the point by Nelson. He pretty much fanned on that, so they'll have to regroup. Long bank pass, and a good job just to get a stick on that by Josh Wentier. That one might have been a breakaway. Thrown back into the Wayzata zone. Good forecheck, frees it up by Janicki. And dump back out to center. Crimson trying to turn and go right back in, but it didn't work out. And backhanded in by Griffin Ness for Wayzata. Batra trying to throw a check there to free that puck up. Reversed around to Tevin Nygaard. And right up the gut now, Maple Grove. Jaglow had a quick check.
I mean, these teams, Jay, are just battling for every inch of this ice. They're back-checking, forechecking. They're not giving an inch.
Janicki got the shot away, but then the freshman was lined up by Hank Sorensen. And a turnover here by Wayzata. This is what cost them their first goal. Turnover near the blue line now. Turnover the other way, and here comes Patterson. Patterson dropping it back, and that shot sails high. Here's Patterson's try, and that one deflecting into the netting and over the glass. We will get a face-off coming up in the Maple Grove zone as we get another look at this shot by Janicki, and then a solid shoulder check by Hank Sorensen.
Hi there, welcome to my world, a la Hank Sorensen. It's been like that the whole game, and I'm telling you, this is just fun to watch. I haven't seen a hockey game, high school hockey game like this in quite a while.
Well, and you touched on it earlier, too, though, for Wayzata. It's not just hitting for hitting's sake to get the crowd jacked up. They're playing the body and playing it hard and well. Back out to the point here. Izuka trying to control it. Broken up there and flipped back to center. He'll fling it across for Jack Carlson. Tip to Senden. Mark Senden into the corner. Trying to spin and get that pass out front. Now Duma comes in to pick it up. Duma looking for an opening. Sorensen was way down there looking for a pass, and he retreats back to the point. Again, Wayzata being aggressive, pinching off that little short pass up the wall. And coming out of there with it is Duma. Couldn't get the shot. Now a shot trickles wide as Dylan Riley fell as he was trying to shoot. Walsh's pass too far there, and it will be icing against Maple Grove. Is getting a little tired at the end of a shift, I think, there, and kind of couldn't quite get to that puck. So we'll come back into the Crimson zone. 13:31 to go in the second period. No scoring in this period. It's still 2-1 Wayzata.
Tremendous forechecking pressure by that first line of the Wayzata Trojans. Just getting that puck down low and getting a couple great chances. I swear, Maple Grove, they got to reverse it back out. The forecheck is coming into one side, and they aren't able to get those short passes. Bring it back around and start out the other end.
Flipped across here. Here comes Huff. Gets the line. Oh, they're offside there.
Wow. Made the call down low. Wasn't even a linesman.
Yeah, and
yeah,
Huff was asking that. I guess just purely watching naked eye, I didn't necessarily think it was offside, but.
No, and then frankly, the wrong guy called it. That's right, you call it as you see it, though, and that's what he thought he saw, so.
Face off outside the Wayzata line, controlled by the Crimson and sent right in by Roll. Controlled there by Kubinski, and around they go. Pass is tipped, relayed right back into the Wayzata zone. Really kind of seems now like Maple Grove has settled into this one. Been a much more even second period than it was the first, I think. That pass was tipped, so no ice. Battling through the check was Batra. Batra controlling it again. Flipping that pass over for Ness. And now out of there with it comes Huff for Maple Grove. Wow. Great move, Huff. Shot was denied. Ross gives it back to Huff and slides it over. And that shot, Schilling had just a little trouble with it in his glove as Jaden Roll knocked one on net from the point.
Well, Jaden got off a little bit of a flutter puck there, and I think it fooled him. He was waiting to see it come through, and then I think the D shifted, his own D shifted in front of him a little bit. and it was a distraction. So, but he made the save, and that's all that counts.
Yeah, never really lost possession. It just kind of bounced around in his catching mitt a little bit, but Trojans control the draw. A check thrown in the corner as Maple Grove trying to free that puck up. And flip right back down deep. Sam Johnson in there. Oh, and a big save by Schilling there on a close-in chance. The Maple Grove fourth line out there getting an opportunity and nearly putting one away. Here comes Stevens up the right side. Oops, he put on the brakes there, and that would have been offside anyway, I think. Controlled here by Jack Carlson, not for long. Taken away by Jack Kelly. His pass was tipped, but Sam Johnson still able to get it. Sends it to the corner here. Andrew Asquith going after it there for Maple Grove. Now Stevens gaining control. Patterson tapping it over to Lindstrand. And his long shot. Goodman flips it away. Wayzata was changing. And Maple Grove trying to take advantage and bring it back up ice in a hurry. I think they were expecting Goodman to hold on to that puck. Schmidt, who has both of Wayzata's goals. And that one ended up being flipped into the Wayzata bench. Wanted to bank it off the boards out to about the red line there where his teammate was steaming forward, but instead it hits a Crimson player on the bench.
Well, Jay, I think you made a good comment earlier. Maple Grove seemed to have found their legs and gotten comfortable. They're playing toe-to-toe with the Trojans right now. I think in the first period, definitely the Trojans dominated.
Crimson won the draw briefly, but then it's flipped back out to center and regained by Maple Grove. Pass across here to Janicki. And sent through the middle there. Jaglow couldn't get a stick on that one. Controlled here by Wayzata. Sorensen took a hit, but he kept on going, and the defender did not, as Tevin Nygaard went down. Pass across here to Nygaard and relayed on in. Janicki hustling after it for Maple Grove. And Sorensen had it and lost it. Oh, Ross just had that puck bounce on him. Now he comes back, but they're offside. And then Ross and Sorensen go head-to-head a little bit. Ooh, and Sorensen got the stick up there. Going to end up taking them both here, which I think is maybe fortunate for Sorensen, just because his stick ended up hitting Ross up high.
Yep.
Initially, it was probably a 50-50, but he clubbed him in the mask. But they're going to each go.
Good call. I like the fact, just, regardless of what happens, just get him calmed down. He had a face mask on, so no harm done, no foul. Just let them both cool off a little bit. Well, Maple Grove's only got 4 out there. They're going to give Ross a double minor?
No, they've got 5.
Oh, okay. I'm not counting well.
Huff was hiding out along the near boards there for a moment.
Or it was my Wisconsin education, one of the two.
So we'll skate 5 aside with the coincidental minors to Sorensen and Ross.
Coincidental penalties have been assessed for the Trojans and the Crimson at 6:23 in the second period. For the Crimson, number 3, Sam Ross, 2 minutes for roughing. For the Trojans, number 23, Hank Sorensen, 2 minutes for cross-checking.
It'll be a cross-check on Sorensen, a rough on Ross at 6:23 here of the second. So Maple Grove's Walsh trying to break it out. Huff leaving it left wing for Jack Kelly. Kelly sliding it across, and it almost made it through, but not quite. Now Walsh back to play it. He's alone for the moment. Huff turns and relays that puck in. Onto the stick of Duma. Duma trying to drag it between a couple players. And chip back out. Maple Grove has numbers if they can get it. It's a 3-on-1 opportunity here, but the shot missed high and wide. Jacob Valancourt tried to go short side and missed the net badly.
Well, you get a 3-on-1, you put that puck on the net. You got 2 more guys, get a rebound.
And the centering pass here is for really one of the first times in the game, Wayzata having some kind of major defensive breakdowns. Now Batra carrying it up the right side for the Trojans. He shoots. Goodman the save on that one. Fresh off the bench, a shot by Lindstrand, and Goodman the save, and then Goodman's mask comes off as Wayzata went to the net quite hard there.
Let's see, what do you bet, Batra? What do you bet? Yep.
And now got some more activity as the original guys kind of broke up, and then some more going on. I suspect we'll have penalties out of this. We'll see exactly what, though. As Matt Nelson was coming in to help out. Nelson.
Oh, he's out of here.
See if it's a 10-minute misconduct or a game misconduct, perhaps.
I think that might have been a penalty on the mouth rather than the physicals. I don't know, we'll see.
Or just restarting things so far after the whistle, perhaps, too. One more Maple Grove player's already gone into the box, but we'll see from there. They're going to sort things out. So look, as Batra went to the net, he was kind of knocked down. See it? And then things got a little physical right there. I don't know initially that Batra necessarily did anything. I mean, he went to the net hard. There's no, there's a couple of punches. And
that'll do it right there.
That's what got, looks like Nelson tossed here. Edina leading Holy Family in the junior varsity game by a 4-1 score late in the second. The winner will take on Wayzata in the championship. See, Sorensen was the initial player who was already in prior to all this for Wayzata. There's a second Maple Grove player in the box, but as of now, it's nobody. Well, okay, now somebody coming over, if nothing else, to serve that penalty, Matt Cassette. In a way, I was going to say I'd be surprised if we don't have an extra penalty to Wayzata because of the punches thrown.
Yep.
And it looks like that is going to be the case.
It'll be interesting here seeing how they rattled this up.
So it is a power play for Maple Grove, trying to even things up. It's a 2-1 hockey game. Kelly's shot blocked by Stevens. Chip back down low. Here's Huff to the slot, firing. It was knocked down. The rebound loose. Schilling kicking it out of there as he scrambles back in net. Now,
oh my gosh! Slash. Going on number 19, Luke Patterson. Wow. You can see it here coming up. There's a swing taken there, but a good shot there. Didn't quite make it through. They fought for it, got one on net, brought it out back behind now. And we'll watch the slash right there coming through. So now we're going to have a 5-on-3 for Maple Grove.
Patterson goes for a slash. It was a double minor for roughing and a 10-minute misconduct to Nelson. Okay.
2 minutes for the slashing. Time to penalty 8:26 of the second period. Patterson for slashing.
So 5-on-3 here. Kelly down low with it. Camerata. And a perfect pass and goal by
No goal. No goal. In the crease?
Must have been.
He didn't even hesitate. He waved that off right away.
Brilliant. No goal. Directed in with the skate.
Oh, right in the skate. Okay. Couldn't see. I think the goalie was in there. Now, the question is, did he try to direct it, though? That's the key on that one. So if we can watch that far corner, see what he's doing.
Yeah, you can't see it there, really.
Oh, well. Obviously, the ref saw it, and that's all that counts.
At first glance, I thought it looked like clean, but so it stays 2-1, and now here's Senden firing up high and over the net. So face-off coming up outside the zone, I believe here. 2 players short. Wayzata getting a shot toward the net.
Well, Mark Senden showing the strength. He's a strong guy. I think North Dakota's a rather good fit for him. I think he's going to do very well up there.
Puck carried by Huff. Duma broke it up. Maple Grove getting a little bit bunched up there. And they'll just relay it on in. Ross trying to get to that puck. Now Walsh charges down to it. Here's Kelly. Kelly shooting. That one blocked by Duma. Walsh looking for an opening here. Cross and floated over the net by Huff. Walsh tracks it down. Back for Huff. That one broken up, but Maple Grove will still keep it. Huff into the circle. Camerata trying to slide it across, but a lot of sticks to get through there. Here's Kelly. Back across. Huff shooting, he scored! And this one will count.
Well, Jay, you couldn't have written that one up any better. Got some shots flying, maybe not so good decision. This time, good decision. Took his time, found his hole, went up top on the left-hand side with over. I was watching him get his head up, got a real good look at it, and just ripped it home. And Maple Grove still on the power play. They got the goal before the first penalty expired.
Huff getting his second goal in a row. So Schmidt 2, Huff 2, and Maple Grove 2, Wayzata 2. Complexion of this game has changed quite a bit. Here's Kelly putting it out front. And there's a big save by Schilling. Walsh and Kelly get the assist on that goal by Huff, his second of the year, of course, second of the night. And this one relayed on out. Penalty is now over, so we're back to 5 skaters aside. And it was interesting before the game started. Pat O'Leary, the Wayzata coach, told me, I think if we stay 5-on-5, we've got a good chance. Well,
there you go.
They didn't right there.
Yep. And now we got a tie game. And you know, again, Maple Grove is starting to tilt this rink a little bit. Now, obviously, they've had the power plays, but even 5-on-5, they've been playing better than even up, I think. I've had a bit of an edge, even 5-on-5 in this period. I think they're playing better than Wayzata.
In which, if you watch the first 10 minutes of the game, you would have had a hard time convincing me that was going to be the case. Wayzata was flying around pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it got to their head a little bit that we got this. And Maple Grove ain't going away, guys.
Grimson get it on out. Here comes Ross up the left side. Firing and missed the net up high, short side. It'll bounce way back into the Crimson zone where Roll controls. Huff throwing it through center, but broken up there by Carlson. Now Stevens had to wait for a teammate to get on side, and they bring it in. That pass almost broken up. Here's a shot that goes just wide by Patterson. And now relayed to center. Gaining control is Wente. Little drop pass. Here's the puck out front and tipped to the wide there by Ross. Ross trying to hold off the checker there. Ross flipping it toward the front, but broken up by Lindstrand. And sent down the rink. Goodman will come out to play it here and try and catch Wayzata changing. Oh, but then a missed pass, and Patterson will send it in.
You know, the exception of that play right there, Wayzata's been reacting and not being proactive like they were in the first period. I mean, Maple Grove's got them back on their heels a little bit.
And that one directed into the corner. Now Sorensen up with it at the point. Hank Sorensen trying to get around the defender. Couldn't, and here's a chance back the other way because of it. On the rush to the net, and
how did that go in?
Just got his skate on. It was Huff, went for the hat trick. I don't think Schilling knew where the puck was. It just kind of happened to hit him there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it bounces around back to center. Trojans up with it. Here comes Schmidt again. And knocked away from him. Sent to the line, but not out. Nygaard taking a check there. Trojan trying to free that puck up. Batra back in there. And hammered back down deep. Amar Batra waiting for it. Pass was tipped, but they still keep it in as they finish a change. And there's a shot, and a dangerous one. Goodman and Batra go at it a little bit. Batra tapped Goodman, who didn't like it, and gave him a shot with a goal stick, and then a bunch of Maple Grove guys came in to help. Another look at this one. I don't know how this didn't go in. It just, Schilling keeps the leg pad over there, and he did see it. I didn't know if he was going to be able to reach it. It wasn't moving very fast anymore by that point, but he dug that skate in and kept his leg there. Nice job by Schilling.
Camerata's going to be seeing that puck standing right in front of his stick for the rest of the week, I bet. Man, oh man. But Schilling held his ground, did a nice job.
He went for the poke check, and when he didn't get it, he just did all he could to keep that right leg pad over there. Crimson control the draw, and here they come up the ice. Tough. The one thing that I would kind of worry about a little bit if I were Maple Grove is they've been using this top line an awful lot in the second period. I mean, obviously it's worked well, but as you go deeper into the game, is that going to become a little bit of a factor? Camerata spinning away. And that pass deflected twice. Hoff firing right into the big W on Schilling's chest. And now here come the Trojans with Dylan Riley. Riley gets the pass through. Senden dropping it back for Duma. No! Goodman shuts the door. Almost as nice of a setup as Wayzata had on that second goal, but Goodman able to make a stop here.
And frankly, the Trojans got to play this line, give them a little bit more ice time. This has been a very effective line all night. It's been the Batra line that's gotten a lot of the ice time here, so I wonder if they did a lot of penalty killing. Well, they did do a lot of penalty killing. They gave him a rest, so but you can see him starting to dominate again.
Patterson flips it out front. Stevens a backhander in. Goodman makes the save. And all of a sudden, he's being tested again in a big way. Goodman telling us this week that when we asked him about Coach Berglund, he said he was my very first coach when I first started playing hockey. So,
oh man,
safe to say he's known him for quite some time and comfortable with him. Back out to the point, Sorensen shooting and just missed over the crossbar there. That went off the outside of the net, and again, now they send it back the other way here, and Jaglow trying to get there. But the Trojans now putting on some good pressure. They've had 2-3 good shifts in a row here. Maple Grove trying to get that puck out. Stevens, though, working hard, puts it out front. Patterson trying to control it. Goodman a save. Now another shot. Loose in front. Goodman reaching for it. And whistle sounds, no goal. And now bodies in front again. Wayzata trying to say that that puck had crossed the goal line, but I'm going to rule that, you're generally not going to get the benefit of the doubt if you end up kind of shoving the goalie in the net with the puck. Let's see.
Well, Luke Patterson there's got to be just killing himself too. He had a golden opportunity standing right in front of the net. Love it, held his ground, did a nice job. Goodman is just showing himself up, picking up where he left off last year. I love the aggressiveness by the Trojans, too. They're sticking their noses in there and whacking away. They don't have to be pretty goals, A lot of times it's just a good, hard-working goal.
And it seems as though the pilot light's been relit for Wayzata here late in the second after struggling for a while. Batra trying to get control there. Now down to the corner, Schmidt. Lindstrand, that one deflecting wide. Puck was played by a high stick. It'll come outside the zone. So 2:16 to go, and we get another whistle here.
All the way down to the Wayzata end, and boy, Maple Grove needed that. Right now, it looks like the Crimson are just hanging on to get through this 2 minutes and 15 seconds. They had a good period so far, but Wayzata, like I said, Jay, the light just got turned on. The Energizer Buddy batteries got put in.
Tossed high in the air here by Sorensen. Duma comes up with it, looking to get the return pass. Here's Senden. Oh, and Goodman makes another big save at very close range on Senden. Duma spinning away. Pass broken up there, but it hits Riley on the way out. And Walsh dives and gets it ahead to Ross. Ross with Camerata. Camerata waiting for the trailer. Went weak side for Kelly, the defenseman, pinching down. Now Kelly gets to the puck. Walsh giving it right back to Kelly, but a little too much traffic there. However, Walsh will get there first and float it in behind. Camerata controlling. Camerata banking it out to the point. Walsh right back to Camerata. Shooting and kicked out of there by Schilling. Kelly turns and shoots, and Schilling knocks that one away. And out front of the net, a penalty coming against Wayzata as Ross was tripped up in front. And Grant Anderson's going to go.
Well, this can't be making Coach O'Leary happy. Momentum had been regained here and just took him down. Oh, my.
And Anderson, a little bit unfortunate, too, in that the official was still there. You know, the play was just starting to go back up ice. So, you know, sometimes maybe somebody turns their head just for a second. You might get away with that, but he didn't.
And Ross was thinking about going back at him, but he thought better of it after the penalty was signaled.
Here's a drive, and a big rebound. Schilling stopped it, and it bounced away from Janicki. Under a minute to play in the period. Maple Grove trying to take the lead. Oops, and it slips away there. And Gavin Miller will have to regroup. Knocked down by Patterson at center. Crimson keep possession, though. Sorensen got to it. Couldn't get it out, though. They keep jousting for it along the wall. And puck stays in. Now past the weak side of the shot. Sorensen saves the goal. Schilling was out tied up with other players in front and had a wide open net, but Hank Sorensen with the block. And now here comes Sorensen leading the rush. The defenseman shorthanded shoots. And it handcuffed Goodman a little bit, but pops up in the air. Under 10 seconds to play in the period. Here's Janicki driving along one, Schilling the save. And with 1.3 to go, he will cover it up, and that turns out to be not probably the greatest
good move.
idea.
No.
Could have easily played that to the corner and eaten up the rest of the period, but you don't, you can't see the clock really when you're making a save, so it gives Maple Grove one last opportunity here. Obviously not much time, but time. And a shot right from the faceoff by Ross. And the period will now come to an end. Another eventful period, but in a different way than the first. A lot of penalties, and Maple Grove scores the only goal. And Huff is saying, I think there's no way that much time should have bounced off at that juncture there. But anyway, we get a 2-2 score after 2 periods of play. And should be an exciting third period coming up. We'll be back to the Plymouth Ice Center with coverage of the Channel 12 Turkey Trot Tournament in just a moment.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Hey, did you buy something from some gaming site?
What do you mean?
Yeah, look, there's a bunch of different charges on here.
Do you think someone stole our credit card information?
I don't know. That site sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, isn't that the site that Billy's on all the time?
You don't think.
Billy! Stop and think before you connect. Playing online is serious business. Visit dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect for tips on how to be safe online.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Two to two hockey game, 2-2. Let's go down rinkside now to John Jacobson.
Thanks, Jay. I'm with Crimson head coach Todd Berglund. And coach, fun game to watch. I thought your kids really responded after Wayzata really took it to you the first 10, 12 minutes of the game. Come back and you're tied after 2.
Yeah, you know what? That's what you want the kids to do. They need to respond, and they got after the puck. I think, it was slow the first 10 minutes, but our pace picked up, and it's a great second period. A lot of fun hockey. That's what high school's all about. High school hockey's all about. So, great period of hockey. We're excited for the third, and we're going to battle hard. So. Good period.
Physical game out here. Do you like that kind of play?
Well, I'll tell you, it's Wayzata Maple Grove, so you're going to get a physical game. And these guys have battled themselves all their lives, so they know the ins and outs of each other, and they're going to battle hard. So we expected that, and we knew what we were getting, and I would expect nothing but that. So good stuff.
You didn't have a lot of time before the season started when you took over as head coach. Do you change much going into this year?
We changed a few things. We knew what our strengths were with our defense, and we wanted to play a defensive style of hockey, and that's what we're trying to accomplish. We tried to button up some of our systems and really get focused on those, and the other part, we really wanted to work on our strength outside of the hockey rink. So we really have tried to button that up, and I think it's starting to show with these kids. So. Hopefully it'll show in that third period.
Good luck the rest of the night and all season.
Thank you very much. Look forward to it.
Todd Berglund, head coach of Maple Grove boys hockey. They are tied up 2-2 with Wayzata in the second semifinal here at the Turkey Trot tournament. We're back with more of our second intermission live from the Plymouth Ice Center after this.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Welcome back to the Plymouth Ice Center. This building opened 18 and a half years ago, and the guy who's been here since day one, and actually before that, Bill Abel, arena manager here. And Bill, you were telling me earlier that you were here 8 months before it actually opened, right?
Yes, I was. That's true. Yep, I came in on board during the construction, which really proved to be pretty nice for me. I got to move around some walls and change some doors and get things the way everything fit a little bit better, so it worked out very nice.
I got to believe this is, if not the busiest, one of the busiest hockey facilities in the state. You got 3 sheets of ice, 2 high school boys hockey teams here, a girls team, very active youth association. There can't be too much downtime.
There is not. Most mornings we'll open at 6:30 to 7 in the morning and close up this facility anywhere from 11 to 11:30 at night. So. Keeping busy, very busy.
What are some of the improvements that you've made at the arena here through the years, either with the ice or maintenance of the ice, lighting, heating, that kind of thing?
Well, many throughout the years, from new lighting, we went into fluorescent lighting. We're now beginning to look at LED lighting as soon as that price kind of comes down a little bit. We purchased our second Zamboni since we've opened just this year. We have the one that's on the rink now is a year old, and then we purchased another new one this year as well. So And the rubber flooring that we're standing on is brand new this year as well. So every year we try to do some upgrades and upkeeps and anything that we can to keep this in a like new looking type of venue. So.
Besides the high school hockey and the youth hockey, what else is this facility used for? Are people coming in and playing broom ball? And I know there's open skating and things like that too, right?
Sure, that's correct. We actually have Phi-Ed programs here during the daytime with broom ball. We have a speed skating group that's here. We have our own Learn to Skate school that has several hundred children in it, starting at age 4. So that, along with our open to public skatings, just creates good crowds in here all year round.
I know when this big sheet of ice opened, it was a little bit unusual. I mean, it's a little more common now at ice arenas. What's the thinking going in, wanting to have the Olympic-sized rink?
Well, definitely back in 1995 and 96, when this was in the thought process, the Olympic ice sheet was definitely a way to go to have a prestigious facility, and that's how this was built back then. The fad has kind of worn off somewhat, and some of the youth groups definitely would prefer a smaller sheet, but we're here with the Olympic sheet now, and it may stay for a while, or it could go away. We're looking at the possibility of going from Olympic to a professional size, perhaps redoing our refrigeration system, and even the floor underneath it is a sand floor. We're looking that we may go with concrete. So all those things get a little pricey. It's a couple $1 million to spend. So even though as an enterprise fund we've managed to tuck away a little over $1 million, I don't have enough money to pay for all that. So we have to come up with some special funding. So
change is still ahead. Always something going on here.
Yes, yep. And as you said, I too think we're one of the busiest facilities in the state. We keep going. All 3 ice sheets are on all year, all summer, spring, fall. So that's when we host a lot of camps, a lot of clinics, and just keep using it all year round.
Bill, thanks for letting us be here this weekend and enjoy the year.
Yes, you're welcome, John. Thank you.
Bill Abel, facilities manager here at Plymouth Ice Center, and what a great place it is to have the Turkey Trot Tournament, our 14th year here at the Pick. We are through 2 periods for a second semifinal. Wayzata Maple Grove all tied up at 2. Dan and Jay are back with the 3rd period after this.
Hey, going out like that?
Yeah, why?
Well, what would the neighbors think?
I see you! Come look at Mr. Feather. Look what I have. Mr. Bird, remember? Bark, bark, bark. We're just playing. We're just playing on trying to get you out of here.
Even still.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
2-2 our score. Great crowd on hand as usual here at the Plymouth Ice Center for this Maple Grove Wayzata game, and we'll take a look at some second period highlights here. And quite a different second period than the first. Maple Grove played much stronger, and Wayzata's dominance went away. Here was a disallowed goal. They ruled that puck was directed in with the skate, but then they got another opportunity, and this one was not disallowed as Huff lining it up. This was on a 5-on-3 power play. That's why there was so much space for him to take his time, pick his target from close range. Very difficult for a goalie to stop that one. And then Maple Grove opportunity here on the rush. Huff, watch Schilling stay with it and just get the skate on this one and kick it away from Camerata, who was about to slam the puck into a wide open net there. Big play in this game. And then Wayzata getting some opportunities late as they really turned it back on. Drop pass there, and Goodman denying a good attempt there from in front by Dumas. So shots favoring Wayzata still, but not that much as they were in the first period. Scoring chance of even up some. Of course, that 10-minute misconduct, a big part of that number of penalty minutes for Wayzata, and I think that sequence kind of hurt them as well. So we'll be back with our 3rd period here. We'll see who goes on to face Edina in the championship Saturday night. The loser will meet Holy Family for 3rd place, and of course, join us for those games as well on 12 Sports.
30 million Americans will suffer from an eating disorder at some point in their lives. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Hi, I work at the NEDA helpline. We have something called Click to Chat, which is a live chat with someone on the helpline, and they're really able to get support.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Lindsay, for example. Her first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. Right away, she received professional training and now has the tools and skills necessary to produce her own show. She's turning dreams into realities right from her own home. And best of all, she's sharing her passion with members of her community and beyond. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
Hey, you going out like that?
Yeah, why?
Well, what would the neighbors think?
I see you! Come look at Mr. Feather. Look what I have. Mr. Bird, remember? Bark, bark, bark. We're just playing. We're just playing. I'm trying to get you out of here.
Even still.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Tie game as we get set to drop the puck for period number 3 here, and Dan getting everything as advertised and hoped for on an opening night of hockey here, I guess.
Boy, we saw good pace and some exceptional skill sets shown in the first game with Edina and Holy Family, and this one we're just seeing a good old-fashioned rough and tough He-Man type of hockey game tonight with a lot of good physical play and a lot of good speed, etc., etc. So exciting game. We'll see what this third period brings.
Colin Schmidt, the sophomore, a pair of goals for Wayzata, and for Maple Grove, it's their talented junior Sam Huff netting both goals. I think both goalies have certainly had their moments to really shine tonight as well.
Both have played exceptionally well. Like Wayzata, they got to get back to setting the pace again. Stop playing reactive hockey, start playing proactive, and stay out of the box now. It's killed them. It's let Maple Grove get back into this game. And Maple Grove isn't taking the bait. They're not going to play that way. They're going to play physical but use their heads. They've got to get the puck deep in the Wayzata zone and trap them in there and let Wayzata play in the defensive zone rather than the offensive zone. And button down the neutral ice that Wayzata likes to fly through.
Matt Nelson heads over to the penalty box to serve out the remainder of his misconduct. And, of course, Grant Anderson be in the box as well for Wayzata to begin the third. So just a one-man advantage, the misconduct not counting against them as player on the ice. 50 seconds to go in the power play for Maple Grove. And see if they can use that to their advantage to get some momentum into this third and maybe even get the go-ahead goal.
Yep. Well, we'll see what happens here in that last 50 seconds.
I loved in the first game, talking about this first night and how much you're playing. And when I asked Kurt Giles about it, he said, they're kids. They're not going to get tired.
Right. That's why you run all those conditioning drills in the first week of practice.
That was a great answer, though. He doesn't want to hear about it if anybody's tired, that's for sure.
Yeah.
There's Brady Goodman, who's been strong here tonight for the Crimson.
I'm really kind of surprised. I like the way Maple Grove has played, Jay. They're surprising me tonight. They're playing a really good game and battling and playing smart, too. I like that.
Off the draw, Stevens diving to chip it into the Crimson zone. Jack Kelly bringing it up the right side here for Maple Grove. Again, they have the power play to begin this third period. But cleared on out of there by Amar Batra, and Goodman out for a skate here. We'll leave it for Jaden Walsh. And here's Kelly. Kelly's pass off Camerata's stick. Fights to keep it in, though. 20 seconds to go in the power play. And Walsh took a check, and then it's relayed down the rink. That should eat up a good chunk of the remaining time anyway. Goodman stopping it here for Huff. Huff, long pass ahead, but swept away, and now Senden takes a bump from Walsh. Senden lost his stick. Here comes Ross into the Wayzata zone. Penalty is over, but Huff picking it up. Drops the pass back, and the puck sticks. Here's Ross shooting, and that one sails over the top. Got a little bit of water still out right on the high slot there. That puck just stopped. And back out to center and relayed into the Maple Grove zone, but not very deep. Controlled here by Jack Carlson. Goodman directing that one aside as Wente picks it up, spins back away. Tried to leave the pass for Wente, did Walsh. Puck popping out of play, it looks like down there in that corner.
Boy, there's still a lot of wet ice down there all over the place there, Jay, on both ends. And it has affected play quite a bit.
Battle for it, stays in the circle off the draw, and then poked away by Jaden Roll for Maple Grove. And back out to center it comes. Ooh, might have been a little bit of a takedown there. Pass drop back. And Goodman a glove catch on Grant Anderson's long wrister. So Anderson out of the box and getting a shot on goal there for Wayzata.
Kind of feels like we're watching a little bit of an arm wrestling contest right now here in the first 2 minutes of this period. Both teams trying to assert themselves as a little mushy on the ice, and they don't quite have the control that they'd like to have. We'll see who asserts themselves quicker here.
Justin Kelly facing off with Stevens. A clean win for Stevens. Sorensen shot deflects wide. And Janicki flipping it back out to center. Off of the skate there of Sorensen. Now he picks it up. Sending it ahead for Patterson, but it's off the heel of his stick. Race for it here, back the other way. And we're going to get a penalty coming up, I think.
Sure,
a slash.
slash.
Chopped the stick out of his hand. Is that what we're seeing?
I believe so.
No, it looks like it's going to be icing. Right there. I thought he had called that, but I guess not. Icing is a call against the Crimson.
Boy, Janicki's really showing some speed here, boy. Just taking it up and down the ice real quick.
Off the draw, Jack Kelly floating it down the rink. And we'll have another icing against Maple Grove.
Yeah, it's funny, in these first two games here, you expect to see a lot of that. We have not seen a lot of that tonight at all. It's been pretty well controlled play.
Stevens and Valancourt facing off again here. Stevens with the win. Patterson shot deflected and sticked aside by Goodman. Now comes out front, but it hops away from Patterson. They keep it in play, though. Here's a turnaround shot. Goodman a save, a stick loose, and now Jack Kelly out of there with it for Maple Grove. The defenseman leading the rush against a stickless defender there. And the pass back out front. Kind of a helpless feeling here for Kubinski of Wayzata, trying to play D with no stick. Now the pass ahead too far, and it almost hits that stick laying there. Puck carried on out by Gavin Miller. Miller waiting for some help as he dumps it in deep. Valancourt first to it. Maple Grove finishing a change. Oh, and Sorensen lining up Tyler Borsch right there. Played back down to the corner. Camerata jousting there with Grant Anderson. Borsch throws one on net, and they'll tap it right back to the goalie Schilling, and he covers up. So face-off coming in the Trojan zone. 13:37 to go in the third. Still knotted up at 2 apiece.
We'll see how important face-offs are now in this period, Jay. It's close to the 2-2 game. Anything in the offensive zone you want to take care of.
Back into the Maple Grove zone. Walsh circling back to play it. Sends it ahead, but Senden will dump it right back in. Jack Kelly there first. Kelly back around for Walsh. Couldn't get it out though. Carlson putting it out front, and a hack at it there by Patterson, but that's denied, and here come the Crimson. Camerata onto the stick of Huff, looking for the hat trick. Drops it back. Jack Kelly's shot, and that's up into the netting. It was deflected, so we'll have a face-off in the Wayzata zone. Pretty good setup here, but Wayzata good sticks here. Both teams changing up. I think you'll see the shifts get shorter or stay short here down the stretch. Batra trying to chip it out and does. And dump back across for Jack Kelly. Kelly's pass intercepted, now put out front, and they couldn't quite connect with Schmidt. Schmidt into the circle, jabbed away from him by Jack Kelly, and he and Batra go to the wall hard. And floated out of there, race for it, won by the Trojans Kubinski. Kelly back across for Wall. And dropped over here for Jaglow, but couldn't control it there. Now he gave it away, and here's a chance for a 3-on-1 for Wayzata. Back across, but they got a little mucked up, and then Lindstrand's shot goes wide. Not a true 3-on-1 there, and they got a little bit bunched up.
Yep. A little too close together so D could handle two of them.
Batra swings it back down low. It hops away from Griffin Ness. Maple Grove breathing a sigh of relief, though, after a pretty bad giveaway nearly led to a great chance. Here comes Ness again for Wayzata, but knocked away from him, and Walsh controls it. Banking it out, it bounces around out at center, and Sorensen up to gather it. He flips it in. Now off a stick, Stevens up with it for the Trojans. To the point, and that one bounces to the corner. And flip back out to center, but right back into the Maple Grove zone. Now across to Josh Wente. He'll trade it back. Oh, giveaway there. And still in a tough spot. Patterson puts it out front, swept aside. Sam Franklin. Now it bounces off a Crimson player. Back out toward the point, flipped in deep. And the Crimson able to clear it, and here's Sorensen. Stevens avoided the check, but they're offside. Edina leading big in the junior varsity game, and congratulations to the Wayzata girls swimming and diving team. They win their third consecutive state championship in Class 2A tonight over at the University of Minnesota Aquatic Center. Kelly back to pick it up for the Crimson. That pass doesn't connect. Camerata was hoping to tip it around and go, but now Jack Kelly away with it. We've seen the ice spread out a lot more now. We're seeing longer passes and a little bit kind of a different flow than what we saw earlier in the first period.
Yeah, the game's definitely opened up. Keeping it in open spaces more, not a lot into the corners or boards anymore.
That shot chipped wide. Senden trying to send it out front. Now Duma reeling it over to the corner. And nice play to get to it. Now Duma trying to send it out front for Senden. It hit a skate though, but they didn't clear. Jack Kelly picking it up here for the Crimson. Banks it ahead. Batra has to regroup and get it. Maple Grove completing a line change, and that pass doesn't connect. Icing against Wayzata, and we'll come back into the Trojan zone. 9:53 to go here in the third. No scoring in this period. That keeps us even at 2 goals apiece as you get a look at Todd Berglund. Interesting in that, Pat O'Leary has more experience as a head coach, but Todd Berglund, has been a coach for quite a bit longer. He's quite a bit older than Pat, but yeah. So they're, a little bit of an interesting contrast that way. Back out to the point. Ooh, and that one caroms wide.
But from what I've seen so far, he's doing a real good job with his Maple Grove team. They're gritty and they're playing hard. They're just missing on their passes, and they've been lucky it hasn't cost them so far, but a little sloppy this period to start out with.
Yeah, it just feels like both teams are to a certain extent, and maybe it's partly because of what they're doing to counter, maybe reading things a little bit better defensively too. Sorensen tipping it to the Maple Grove line, but didn't get it in deep, and now coming back the other way, they dig for it along the wall. Ooh, Sorensen's got to be careful there. He took a couple of cross checks at the lower back of the Maple Grove player there.
Boy, nice step up at the blue line there by Batra. He just stopped that whole thing totally and almost turned it back.
Puck pops up into the crowd, and what a good crowd. Thanks for coming out to support the Turkey Trot Hockey Tournament. It's pretty full stands here. And, you get the feeling this next goal, the crowd, not to say the crowd isn't still into it, but they were really into it before. You're feeling now if there's somebody puts one on the board, it could really, kind of swing the momentum their way.
Well, everybody's kind of a little bit sitting back here with this chop-chop hockey a little bit. It hasn't been smooth at all. Didn't have good flow and good physical play like earlier in the first two periods.
Sent right back into the Maple Grove zone here, where it's picked up by Jaden Roll. And knocked free behind the net. Patterson puts it out front. Puck laying there loose. But Goodman put his stick on it. Now the defenseman falls here as Jaglow leads the rush. Jaglow dropping it back. Oh, and Schilling robbing Janicki. And Wayzata's Patterson had ideas of an odd man rush the other way, but he was stopped briefly. Now they do get it down deep into the corner. Sliding play though to break it up. Good effort there for Maple Grove by Justin Kelly. Ooh, and then Kelly down to the ice hard as he actually put his arm around the Trojan player right to the front. And Schilling turns Jaglow away. That chance came out of nowhere. Great move to the net.
Jaglow's had a great period. He has been flying all over the place.
Sendin shot, tipped wide, but he hustles in after it. Tried to get it to Duma, but Walsh flipped that one to the corner. Back out to the point. Hank Sorensen. That one deflected way up high and over the net as Camerata closed quick and got to him. And so another look at this excellent opportunity created by Jaglow. This was the first one. Yeah, that was a great save by Schilling, and Janicki was stopped, and then we come back the other way. And here was a good recovery by Walsh to see that play coming. It was similar to that one goal they had from behind the net. As he was looking at Duma all the way, but Walsh saw it coming. Here's Jack Kelly, who seems like he's been out on the ice an awful lot in this period. They trust him, number 6, one of their captains.
Well, he was a remarkable find last year as a sophomore. Oh my gosh, we had a whole lot of fun watching him play.
Back it comes to Kelly. 7:15 to go in the third. Still 2-2 hockey game. Sent right back in. Wayzata has to touch up here to avoid the offside. Now Kelly. Trojans trying to keep that forecheck pressure on. Now a shot by Duma and sails it just wide. Kubinski controlling it. Throws it down low, but Walsh intercepting there for Maple Grove. They want to get the puck out badly here, even if it requires an icing. Now Camerata coming back to lead the rush. Fires, and Schilling a glove catch on that one.
And a good play there because it creates a face-off inside the Wayzata zone, so they've relieved the pressure. Camerata with a good play there, especially when he's by himself. At this point, Jay, any shot on goal is a good shot because you got a tie game. So your goal right now is get as many on net as possible, and it ain't got to be pretty.
Crimson forechecking hard in behind the net with Valancourt. Now comes free to Hunter House. Seeing Coach Berglund not afraid to use some guys who haven't been out there much tonight. Say, go out and give me a good hard 30-40 seconds, and it gives some of these guys a breather, and that's what they're doing.
You were talking about having that first line playing a lot in the second period, and they did, and this is one way to relieve it.
That puck hitting the netting as he tried to reverse it around hard around the glass there. So face-off coming up in the Wayzata zone with 6:07 to play in the hockey game. Join us again Saturday night, 5 o'clock, third place game, 7:30 championship here at Plymouth Ice Center on World Sports. Trojans control the draw. Lindstrand swinging it around. Now calling for it right up the middle is Patterson. He's knocked out. A penalty coming against Walsh. And then Maple Grove will go to the box in a power play for the Trojans. Walsh didn't think so, but they're going to get him for a hold.
That might be a key play here. To get a good look at it.
Got the hand up onto the shoulder a little bit.
Weak call. Sorry, weak call.
Yeah.
He was already going down by the time Walsh got his hands on him, really. I'm sorry. But is what it is. Now we got to see the Crimson got. They got to kill this penalty off. Trojans, good time to capitalize. It's been a probably frustrating period and a half for them, Jay. And now they need to put something together here. This would be a good time to do it.
Out Sorensen swings it across now to Anderson. Here's Sorensen. Duma. Senden going high to Anderson. Anderson will tee it up. His blast goes wide. Jack Kelly to it first. And then it's out off of Sorensen and right up into the crowd, that Crimson crowd. We got a lot of students wearing the toga outfits and hockey jerseys and having a blast.
Took one right in the mush and everybody's cheering for him, by gosh. Good for you, buddy. I guess whether it's inside the zone or outside the zone.
Yeah, it definitely hit Sorensen's arm on the way out, and that's what they're discussing.
Good try, though. I like the way they worked it a little bit.
Wayzata controls the draw. They've got the power play for another minute and a half, trying to break this 2-2 deadlock. Sorensen circles the net. Anderson can converge on him and get it out.
Wayzata got way out of position on that little bunch. Nobody up high. They had to take it back down low before they got caught.
Oh, Sorensen fighting off Ross there.
Oh. Ross pleading his case with the referee.
Here's Senden. Now Duma fakes the pass, keeps it and shoots, but somebody got a piece of his stick as he shot and it goes wide. Now Sorensen will turn and throw it across for Grant Anderson and he gains the zone. Under 40 to go in the power play for Wayzata. They haven't done much with it so far. Now Senden. Senden looking for an opening here. Comes back out high with it. And the shot into the glove of Goodman by Carlson. And then Kelly and Greninger lock up a little bit.
Good movement. Got good control of it. Took a shot from way outside, and the way that young man is playing, they ain't going to get that one by him. If he can see it, he'll stop it. Both goalies have been very good tonight as far as they see it, they'll stop it.
Off the draw. Oh. Takes it himself. Short-handed. Trying to get by Kubinski there. That would have been something spectacular if we'd been able to complete that rush. And now they'll just clear it all the way down, and that should eat up most of the remaining time here. 7 seconds to go in the power play for Wayzata. So not a lot happening with the man advantage for Wayzata. Here's a drop pass there. Goodman, a big save right at the end of the power play. So the penalty is over, but Wayzata still controlling in the offensive zone. And broken up and taken here by Maple Grove. Here's Gavin Miller. Puts on the brakes and plays it down low for Janicki. Janicki spinning away, comes back to the point with it, and that one trickles through after hitting a couple of people out front. Sent to the front again. Is Jaglow trying to get a shot away, and then this one is blocked. And here come the Trojans. Check at center ice zone there by Walt. Now a long drive off the tip of the glove of Schilling. Under 3 minutes to go now in the hockey game. Still 2-2. I might be saying in regulation now. Kubinski over to it for the Trojans. Dylan Riley giving chase. Kelly, though, puts on a great move and leaves Riley sprawling in the corner.
Oh, my gosh.
Walsh dropping it over to Huff. And a giveaway here. A chance for the Trojans over the offside. Schmidt and Riley were trying to bring that one in after a dangerous giveaway by the Crimson, but they're offside.
Boy, what a great opportunity, and just a 6-inch mistake, and all of a sudden, wham, you're out of it. Wow. Now, that's the scary thing. Take care of the puck in this situation. You know, don't give them transitions or turnovers, especially this close to your own blue line.
Chip back out to center, relayed right back in. And couldn't get it out. Patterson keeps that play alive, sends it behind the net to Duma. Around the horn, and Anderson's shot sailing high and wide. Now Sendon. Pass ahead. They try to spring Janicki, the freshman, way back across. And Schilling able to keep that puck out, even though he was bumped into and falls back into his net. Still doesn't have his goal stick. He might be hurt.
I think he looks hurt.
Schilling struggling to get to his feet, and he can't. Play goes back up. I saw a great move, the shot, and Goodman comes out to stop it. It's way up in the air. Schilling still battling to get up at the other end, and they clear it on out. And down the ice it goes, and this will be interesting. Schilling may not be able to stay in the game. He is hurting.
That looks like a leg situation. He just can't get back up and stamp it. That leg's bent. I wonder how it got bent back. Big opportunity here.
Right there.
Oh, right there.
At a tough angle. Looked like his skate might have been kind of
caught the upper part of his leg pad and yanked on his thigh muscle, I bet, up top. He might have yanked it because his body was going the other way and the stake locked it in.
And the officials saw him struggling to get up, but Wayzata had kind of a scoring chance going the other way, so they did not whistle it down.
Well, Schilling made a major effort to get himself back up.
Yeah. You got Reed Waschenko, the junior, who's out there warming up. And at first glance, I would say it seems pretty likely that Schilling's going to have trouble continuing.
Yeah, it looks like he pulled that thigh muscle pretty good up top on his right leg. Oh, this will be a great angle.
Right there as he flops back. Yeah. The leg kind of got caught underneath him. It looks like Schilling, though, is going to plan to stay in. Wow. Trying to loosen that leg up. He is going to stay on the ice. Nice to get a chance to see Alex's face there with the mask up. And let's hope he's all right. He's just battling to get that leg stretched back out. It was icing against Maple Grove, so that's, you know, the good news for Wayzata is that Schilling can stay in, but also that they get an offensive zone draw out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Minute 35 left.
Stevens and Camerata facing off. Off the draw, Jack Kelly gets to it first for Ross. He ran into a wall of players, but still keeps the puck. Ross takes a check, but now we'll go back to the point to Walsh. Trying to thread it through, and instead he hit Ness. Walsh, gave it away. Stevens shooting and good. That's a big glove catch on that one.
Boy, I'll tell you, the gloves on both these goalers are just quick as cobras. Great save. Look at that. Good style, good form up above his crease. Cut the angle down nicely. Textbook.
Senden trying to control it, but Janicki jumps in there quick to steal that pass back to the point. Janicki floating one across for Jack Kelly, but it hopped over his stick. Under a minute to go in regulation. Still a 2-2 score. Sorensen up with it for Wayzata. Plays it around the forechecker, but can't get that first pass out. Now it will be either a hand pass or may have hit somebody on the Wayzata bench.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting.
Get a draw.
Maple Grove's had an opportunity to attack, especially after these faceoffs and the zone came out. But they haven't got a shot off on Schilling. I mean, the Trojans have not let them get a shot off.
Patterson on the wing there ruled the aggressors, so they toss Senden out of the face-off, and controlled by Janicki now. He shoots, but just wide. Again, Schilling battling a little bit of a leg problem. Let's see if his movement is affected. Stuma chips it into the Crimson zone. Kelly trying to bank it out. Wayzata does a good job keeping it alive. Now Walsh in. Under 20 seconds to play in the third. Still 2-2. Overtime looming. Walsh playing it to the corner. Little fake there. Ross charging in, trying to put that pass out front. Kelly trying to get control, shoots, tipped. Schilling a save. Would have been interesting if that one had gone in. I think it would have been late, but I didn't hear the horn sound until just after he stopped it. So we reached the end of regulation. Overtime dead ahead here. The Trojans and the Crimson. We'll be right back here to Plymouth Ice Center for overtime of game number 2.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
It's so shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
An eating disorder feels like having another person inside your head. It kind of built this wall around me.
The main thing that we needed was hope.
Your age, your gender, your ethnicity. Eating disorders don't discriminate. They can strike anyone. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
And we get overtime here in game number 2 of the Channel 12 Turkey Trot Tournament. Maple Grove and Wayzata even up at 2 goals apiece, and 8 minutes will go up on the clock, and if there's no winner then, we would go to a shootout to decide this. Being a tournament, of course, you need to have a winner and advance to that championship game. So drawing deep on your reserves now with for energy, I think, after not having a lot of time to together to be in shape. It'd be interesting to see. Schilling is staying in net for Wayzata, but his movement might be impacted.
I obviously think it is.
See who's won this tournament in the past. Edina has taken the last 3. They will play for the title tomorrow night. They have won it 6 times total. Wayzata has won it 5 times, and Burnsville and Maple Grove once each. But right now, just getting to the championship is going to be no sure thing for either of these clubs here. We'll see who comes out with some momentum early on.
At this point, obviously you don't want to play for the tie, so play to the win. Don't play conservatively. Take every shot you can on net. You never know what goes in. So don't be conservative with your shooting. Just get them on net. Get as many as you can on them. And like you said, I think the big question right now, to be honest with you, is Schilling in net. I think his right leg is really hurt. So we'll see. I don't know if we'll see what happens.
Ross will face off here with Sendon. And we are underway in overtime. Into the Maple Grove zone it comes. Jack Kelly circling away. And spins it up for Camerata, who just chops it back to center. Jack Carlson controlling over to Sorensen here for Wayzata. Now onto the stick of Sendon. His long shot deflected way up into the netting. And we'll get a face-off coming up in the Maple Grove zone. Hard to really say. Not that it necessarily would carry over, but I don't know that either team really you'd say has the momentum per se heading into OT.
Not after that third period, Jay. I was really struck by just they kept countering each other. It was like two boxers just counter-punching each other. Nobody taking a clear lead and dominating.
Walsh away with it here for the Crimson. Banks it off the glass and out to center. Relayed right back in. Walsh dropping it down. Gives it to Huff, who has both Maple Grove goals tonight. Huff putting it out front for Ross, and he just got a little piece of that. Now Huff controlling it again. Huff's pass slipped over to Walsh, and that one blocked. Hank Sorensen hammers it around. And the Trojans able to get it out. Here's Walsh sending it ahead. Ross on a breakaway. Slides it over. Here's the shot by Camerata. Is it in? No. Schilling sprawling into the net as Sorensen runs into him. Outstanding chance for Maple Grove, and Schilling holds his ground.
Nice play here. Heads up play by Ross coming in, and Camerata he got in too close. Probably should have stayed on his backhand and just shelved it. A great opportunity for the Crimson here.
Well, Schilling kind of answering some questions maybe about could he move well enough with that leg bothering him right there, as he makes obviously the save that keeps this game still going. Now back to the Crimson line it comes. It's going to roll toward Goodman, and he covers that puck up. So face-off coming in the Crimson zone.
Well, Maple Grove, Wayzata's got to be aware now that Maple Grove's going to try and fly somebody if they get an opportunity. They got to close down the middle of their D.
Boy, that was a great pass that led to that, wasn't it?
Yes, that was pretty.
Sendon controlling it here. Throws it out front for Duma, but his stick was tied up. Lindstrand playing it back down low for Duma. Trying to put it out front. A bouncing puck. They keep it in, but not for long. Justin Kelly and a collision. Here's Kelly, a 2-on-1, and the shot blocked by Carlson. Wow. There was action away from the puck there, and it resulted in a 2-on-1 for Maple Grove. Hammered right back out, but controlled by the Trojans. They would have been offside. That's why he stopped at the line and pitched that puck in. Now Wente sending it ahead. Hunter House throwing it to the corner, goes after it himself, trying to flip a pass out front, but taken away by the Trojans instead. And here comes Batra. 1 against 4 right now, though. Batra throws his shoulder in. Batra spinning away, gets some help too. And now out to the point. Shot, ooh, and Goodman, a pad save on that good attempt by Colin Kubinski. Batra again doing a good job physically to keep that play alive. And then Kubinski's shot got all the way through it. Goodman pad save and then had to cover it quick.
Great save by Goodman. Batra, though, my gosh. He's, if you've ever seen him really in regular clothes, he's a block. He just uses his butt so very well to get people off the puck and protect the puck.
Pass ahead to Ross. He had to spin around, but stays with it. Ross sliding it out front. It's tipped away. Huff back for Ross. Takes a check there as they quickly double him up and take the puck. Carlson trying to get it over for Schmidt, who has both Wayzata goals. But it's going to end up being icing here against Wayzata. 4:57 to go in overtime here. Maple Grove and Wayzata locked up in a 2-2 duel. Trojans able to get it out. Sendin looking for Duma. Duma, partial break. Duma in. He scores. Wayzata wins it.
Well, he ain't the biggest goal scorer, but he's had a hand in a lot of the goals here, Wayzata, and he finally gets the all-important one, the one in overtime, the one that gives him a chance to dethrone Edina as the Turkey Trot champions here. Nice play. Really took an extra step there, Jay, breaking loose. Watch him go. He got it, just got behind and in, and I think he found 5-hole there and got her in finally. Yep, just beat him to the inside on the 5-hole. Nice shot. And there you, ladies and gentlemen, our hero.
Yep, Goodman got a piece of it, but not enough to keep it out. And what a good hockey game here tonight. Wayzata's Billy Duma getting pounded on the back right now as he's pumped up. Scores that game winner for the Trojans. So we'll come back to hear from the victorious Trojans in just a moment. Final score in this one, Wayzata 3, Maple Grove 2 in OT. We'll be back to the Plymouth Ice Center.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Will, for example. His first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. He's learning production skills and now has access to cutting-edge equipment. He's working on local music productions, meeting new people, and gaining experience needed to produce his own show. Best of all, he's sharing his passion for music with others in his community. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Volunteering is more than just a word. It's a window to opportunities. Take Mark, for example. By taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television, Mark is helping bring entertainment and information to his community, along with building a foundation of skills that will take him one step closer to his dreams. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
Hey, did you buy something from some gaming site?
What do you mean?
Yeah, look, there's a bunch of different charges on here.
Do you think someone stole our credit card information?
I don't know. That site sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, isn't that the site that Billy's on all the time?
You don't think.
Billy! Stop and think before you connect. Playing online is serious business. Visit dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect for tips on how to be safe online.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Lindsay, for example. Her first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. Right away, she received professional training and now has the tools and skills necessary to produce her own show. She's turning dreams into realities right from her own home. And best of all, she's sharing her passion with members of her community and beyond. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Not a bad hockey game here tonight. Maple Grove and Wayzata tangling, and the Trojans win it 3-2 in overtime. And let's go down to John with a couple of happy Wayzata guys.
All right, thanks very much, Jay, with goalie Alex Schilling and for Billy Duma. Billy, congratulations on the win tonight. Talk about your game winner there.
I mean, I saw Marky get the puck, and I'm getting chirped over here. So it was a 3-on-2 coming up, and I got a step on the defenseman and just tried to throw it low pad, and it just happened to go in. So, it was just a great pass, great play by everyone. So it was a good time.
This is a tough game. You guys got up 2-0 early, but Maple Grove really fought back and made a great game of it, didn't they?
No, absolutely. The last 3 years we started out playing them, and they always find a way to come back. And just good, hard, chippy players, and they just really work hard and they take it to us. And we came back and fought through it, and I'm really proud of the boys for that.
How much fun is it to start the season this way, in front of all the fans, great competition, and you get a win?
Oh, it's unreal. I mean, the place is packed by both associations, which is really nice to see. Like, you can't really beat that, and win or lose, it's still a fun game to play, and we just happen to win today.
You gonna have enough gas to come back against Edina tomorrow?
Yeah, no, it'll be fun. A lot of big crowd again, so a lot of alumni too, so it'll be fun to play.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Alex Schilling, you got hurt late in the game there, but you tough it out and you come through. Tell us exactly what happened there.
Yeah, just scrum at the net and hip locked up, but I knew I wanted to win this one, so I wasn't going to come off.
And they tested you early in the overtime there, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, I try to do everything I can for the guys to give them a chance to win, and luckily Billy had a great goal, so yeah.
You guys have high expectations for this season. Talk about that and what you guys expect come end of the year in March.
Yeah, we know we have some great talent up front, in the D and in the goal, but it's really about coming together, and we'll see what we have at the end of the season, and I'm just really looking forward to the rest of the season.
Great crowd tonight. Some of your friends just off camera here. How much fun does it have to those guys here?
Unbelievable. That's why you play high school hockey. Yep.
Finally, Edina tomorrow night. What do you expect from the Hornets?
They're going to be a tough team, but we know that every time. But we know that our crowd's going to come out, their crowd's going to come out, and we're going to give them their best shot. So
enjoy this one. Rest up. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Nice win for the Wayzata Trojans in overtime in the second semifinal. Jay and Dan, back up to you for some final words.
Thanks very much, John. Congratulations to the Trojans. Maple Grove, although they didn't end up winning, I thought, showed up pretty well here tonight too, Dan.
Yeah, they did. They battled back real hard after getting down 2-0, getting dominated in the first period. But, turned out to be a really good game, and Wayzata got tested, and I think they wanted to see that and pull it out in the end, though. You like doing that when you get tested to actually find out how to win.
And the first game was a good one, too. Edina beating Holy Family, so sets the stage for tomorrow, 5 o'clock, third place game, Maple Grove versus Holy Family, and then the championship, Edina and Wayzata at 7:30 on Saturday night. Again, watch for that on 12 Sports, and we will be back with you from Plymouth Ice Center then. For Dan Ficken, John Jacobson, and all of our crew, final in this one, Wayzata 3, Maple Grove 2 in overtime. Good night from Plymouth.